This is the rear shock Fox internal bypass off of a 2016 Razor XP Turbo. Just a little overview of how it works here. It has 5 compression zones and 3 rebound zones. First, the shock travels from that line right there to about that line right there. It's a little over 12 inches of travel at the shock. On my car, it's sitting a little high with the shock therapy springs in the back, and the ride height is right about there. So what happens is, as the piston goes up, there's a hole right here, 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 and here. So as the piston's going up, all 4 of these holes are open. So you have the most flow. Oil comes through here on compression, and it goes back in the bottom right there. So you've got one zone, then it covers up that hole. Here's your second zone, then it covers up that hole. Very tiny third zone between that hole and that hole is your third zone. And then your fourth zone is between that hole and that hole. And then your fifth zone on compression is once this hole is covered up, that's your bump zone up here. And then when it goes into rebound, I was able to check my shock with the springs off but still on the car, and the last, or actually the first 5 inches of rebound is really stiff because you're on the valving only. So the piston comes down, it's valving only right here, and then these 2 little holes, that hole and that hole, are kind of like a free bleed, but not a free bleed. So that's your actual rebound zones. So the piston's coming down, valving only. Once it gets past this hole, now oil comes out of this hole and back into that hole, bypassing the piston. So that's your first zone, opens up that one. There's your second zone right here. And when the piston gets here, now you've got bypassing both of those holes, bypassing the piston. So this is your third zone. So it has 5 compression and 3 rebound. Also to take note, this is what is supposed to be in my car according to the manual, and this is what is actually in it. The first 2 rebounds, the 2 biggest, were thicker, 15 thousandths instead of 12 thousandths, and instead of those 2 on the bottom, it has all of these. And then the only difference on the compression was, manual said 900 thousandths, but it actually had an 800 thousandths. This one would have been a little bit stiffer on the high speed. This one being a smaller, that's your smallest one, that's the fulcrum. So that lets the whole stack bend over a little bit more, so a little bit less high speed. And also, here's that really funny, up here where it says SB, that is the SB, and it lines up on the piston like that. So it's only 6 thousandths thick, and what it does is it allows a little bit of a free bleed, I guess you could call it. Piston has no holes in it other than the compression and rebound, of course, but it has no free bleed holes. So this kind of takes place of that, I guess. Weird, only shocks I've ever seen do that.